Yeah, it's GRTV in this month.
Raindrops, drop top, smoking no.
All right. So what's really going down? What's really going down?
We came from nothing to something.
Spit out some truth in this month.
Nobody call up the gang and they come and get you.
The idea of
bad and bad. Cooking up
sexuality, it's a physical limitation. So if you're around the opposite sex, if you're heterosexual, it might get you distracted, might get them distracted from task at hand, be they in a classroom, in some type of work environment. And additionally, the idea of politically correctness applies to references of breasts and penis. I think it's pretty obvious why, because there's kind of a variation there. However, the pussy is like a flower. It's pretty much the same thing wherever woman you do a comparison to. At least on the outside, right? So that's something that's politically correct. We can celebrate that. The implication being that it's kind of, unless you're a homosexual or bisexual, in which case I think it's, to me that's like a physical limitation. I'm not calling it a disease. I'm not calling it a physical or mental impediment. It's just a limitation as to what you can do. I mean, that's why I feel like it's better that men and women they do gender separate schooling. So the men teach the boys, etc. And if they're homosexual or bisexual, I don't think they should be teaching, because even if they can pretend not to, they still might want to, or they still might want to have physical interactions with the person. So the goal here is actually to make life easier. And I think we can do it by not making fun of each other, but just having realistic barriers and boundaries. And this whole concept, okay, it also applies to situations like where there's a question of what people actually do, and that one of the things they do is they are pedophiles, and I want to call them out. You see this behavior in people like Donald Trump, Joe Biden, even the Senator Dan Inouye, who is since deceased, but they named an airport after him. He is accused 9 times of sexual harassment, and so we just, as America, we need to have the confidence, like people like Kaniala Ng. He ran for a state office, and I helped him to campaign, and he's a courageous guy. He actually is the only person out of all the people who are so-called Me Too supporters in the U.S. Congress, and that Kaniala Ng is the only guy who stood out and said Dan Inouye was a sexual molester, bad guy. So good for you, Kaniala, and this is just a general view that we need to, we should celebrate. Okay, we should celebrate the fact that we are sexual beings, that we have feelings, but create boundaries which accommodate one another in society. And like, for example, you may be around somebody who you find physically attractive, but such things as wearing a ring on your finger helps to indicate to others that you're marriage oriented, and also a conscious thought of looking at people you're attracted to, and in the moment, or feeling wanting good for them, not wanting to seduce them, but wanting for them their dreams, whatever it is. This is a transcendental point of view of a combination of the science of love and the respect that we can pursue if we really want to. So mahalo for considering, and aloha. By the way, there'll be a link below if you want to check out regarding the whole Joe Biden situation. Bad news. Oh well. Let's report the truth and just don't vote if that's the appropriate countermeasure. Remember, guys, as individuals, we're the ones who are diplomatic. We're the ones who make peace in the world by individuals acting. Just, you know, nobody is that special, even if they're in higher places. You know, we represent ourselves. All right, aloha, guys.